guys, today in these slides we are going to discuss the free radicals and its formation and the source of formation of the free radicals and its effect on human health and the role of the antioxidants to neutralize the free radicals and to maintain the human health. So here we are going to discuss many number of aspects within these three different topics, but they are very much interrelated with each other, hence it has been put on the same slide show. Hopefully I will try to give more information so that it will be very easy to understand. So coming to the next slide, here we are discussing the definition and description of the free radical, where it will be a atom or the molecule which will be possessing the unpaired electron. So here again it can also be defined as a molecular species capable of independent existence with an unpaired electron. So the common feature is the presence of the unpaired electron, where it will be excited either to accept an electron or to get donated to the other form of the molecule. So here when you are going to consider under this diagram at the extreme right, this below diagram is the neutral atom or the molecule which is having the paired electron in the inner orbit and the paired electrons in the outer orbit. Paired electrons in the outer orbit in the sense there are 4 pairs of electrons forming the octet. Here when you are going to see this atom, here the inner orbit is having the paired electrons, but the outer orbit is having 1 pair of the electron which is losing an electron. Because of that, this is going to stand to be the free radical, where this single electron will be readily accepting or readily get donated or get scavenged to the other free radical or to the other biomolecule. So here because of that, what will happen, it is going to snatch, either it is going to snatch or it is going to get donated to the other atom of the other molecule. So here this is what is going to happen. So further, so these atoms called free radicals scavenge the body to seek out other electrons so they can become a pair. So that is what we have discussed here. Now here the free radicals cause the damage to the biomolecular structure. Now here when you are going to consider the free radicals causing the damage, when you are going to consider each biomolecular structure is going to have the carbohydrates, those are going to have carbon molecules, hydrogen molecules and the oxygen molecules. Now here when these free radicals which are having the feature of accepting or donating the electron because of their loss in an electron within their pair, it is going to get reacted either of any of the biomolecular structure. It can be in the proteins, it can be in the lipids, it can be in the DNA, it can be in the nitrogen bases, phosphorus, like this, anything they can get reacted. Because of that, what will happen, it is going to get paired with those electrons of that particular biomolecular structure and they are going to damage the biomolecular structure. They attack the important macromolecules, leading to cell damage and homeostatic disruption. Now when you are going to consider homeostatic disruption, here homeostatic is nothing but the physiological balance. the physiological balance which is happening to be the natural process or the phenomena within the tissues and the organs of whole body of an organism is going to be always in a particular threshold or the concentration gradient. But here, because of this free radicals, macromolecules are going to get damaged. Because of this, the cell is going to act abrupt, and because of that the homeostatic disruption is going to happen. Further is, it is going to target the all kinds of the molecules in the body. Now, as we have discussed that it has, these are the free radicals, they can react with any of the molecules or the atoms within the biomolecular structures, so they can react with all kinds of molecules within the body. Major targets and adversely altered are carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and DNA. Now, when you are going to consider majorly targets and adversely altered, here the carbohydrates present in the cell membranes or the biomembranes of the cell, lipids, these are also present in the biomembranes of the cell, proteins, they are present both in the biomembranes and within the cells, and the DNA, you know, that is the nuclear material. So all these are going to have all the carbohydrates, the hydrogen, oxygen, and the nitrogen, and the phosphorus, and these are going to get reacted with these particular free radicals. Because of that, these are going to get adversely altered. When they are going to get adversely altered, you know that they are going to leave the mark behind within the cells and their expression. The increased amount of free radicals causes various diseases, as it is going to give the adversely altered effects for these macromolecules, then it is going to give the various diseases. So those diseases can be like cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, autoimmune disorders, neurodegenerative diseases, and aging, etc. So apart from this, there are many more diseases also, but here we have counted only those which are at the higher impact and more in number. Now, when you are going to consider, free radicals are not only dangerous, they are dangerous, but they are going to be dangerous when they are going to become excess in amount in the environment of the cell. So these free radicals are the general byproduct which will be developed during the metabolic activities of the cell. So these metabolic activities are required to generate the free radicals, but for some conceptual activity within the cell. So here the moderate levels of free radicals found beneficial to healing wounds. So whatever the wounds will be present in our body, let it be internal or external, all these are going to be is going to have the influence of the free radicals to get healed. So free radicals generated by the cells mitochondria. So the mitochondria is going to generate the free radical, which is the powerhouse of the cell. You know that it is going to generate the ATPs, and they are going to generate both the electrons which is required for the metabolic activities. So the energy producing structures in the cell are actually beneficial to healing wounds. So here whatever the energy producing cells, they are going to benefit the healing of the wounds within the body. Now further, features of free radical. The presence of an unpaired electron results in certain common properties that are shared by most radicals. Now here when you're going to consider a free radical is going to have a unpaired electron, these electrons features are going to stand common for all kind of the radicals, that is the free radicals. Free radicals can either donate an electron to or accept an electron from other molecules. This we have discussed already. Free radicals behave as oxidants or reductants. So there can be the oxidation process during the reaction of the free radical with the molecule or the molecular structure of any of the compound within the body, or it can be the reductant. They can reduce themselves. Let me discuss some more free radical features where these can be the features like they are electrically neutral molecules or highly unstable or electron deficit atoms or molecules are found to be excited or very reactive or paramagnetic in nature or to generate an other free radical by extracting an electron of stable molecule, and last one are combined together to form neutral molecule. Here electrically neutral molecule in the sense if a free radical is having an odd electron, that odd electron can deflect either ways as an ionic form or cationic form. Because of its neutral deflection either ways or toggling of the electron to the charges, it is considered to be as the electrically neutral molecule. Certainly they are highly unstable. So here, due to the lack of an electron within the outer orbit, where it is going to be within the octet state, because of that lack of an electron, the free radical will be always highly unstable, and because of the loss of the same electron, they are going to be considered to be as the electron deficit atoms. Now here, this loss of an electron in the octet, which has reduced the octet to the 7 electrons, where 3 pairs and 1 odd electron, which can be found to be having to be a excited or very reactive form of the electron, either to get donated or to get accepted or to get snatched the other electron from the other element of the biomolecule. Now here, when you are going to consider, the free radicals are paramagnetic in nature. They deflect to the magnetic field on one charge. Because of this, the one charge deflection or one form of the deflection, it is called it as the paramagnetic. When this free radical is going to react with the one more electron and get stable, then that is called to be as the dimagnetic molecule. There the paramagnetism is going to get neutralized. So here, due to that, the molecule is going to become the highly stable one. Further is, these free radicals are to generate an other free radical by extracting an electron of stable molecule. Here this point acts very precisely within our explanation, where whatever the free radical got generated or got entered into our body either by the external means or by the internal metabolic processes, there it is going to get reacted with the any of the molecule of our biomolecular structure. Like as already spoken, can be any biomolecule, like the carbohydrates having carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, or any other form of the elements, where they can get reacted with them, where they being the stable one but getting reacted with this particular free radical, where this free radical get itself into a stable condition by putting that particular element, the other element from where it is this free radical is extracting the electron, is going to act as the free radical. So here what will happen, the stable form of the biomolecular structure. Now it has an element or the molecule or the atom which is the free radical. So this is how it is generating the free radical in place of it. Now when you are going to consider the last point, are combined together to form neutral molecule. Now when you are going to consider this particular free radical, if you are going to get this similar kind of the free radical on the other side, if you are going to get together both the free radicals, both the free radicals are going to react to become a stable form of the molecule. So here, though that stable form of the molecule is going to act as the neutral molecule. This neutral molecule is always beneficial to system or the health. So these are the few features of the free radicals, where under the unstable conditions and also under the stable conditions how they are going to react. Now coming to the types of the free radicals, these free radicals will be of two types. One will be reactive oxygen species or intermediates, reactive nitrogen species or intermediates. So here reactive oxygen species or intermediates is nothing but these are the oxide based free radicals. Here you can see superoxide, anion, hydroxyl, hydroperoxyl, peroxyl, alkoxyl. Radicals, non-free radicals are like hydrogen peroxide, hypochlorous acid, ozone, singlet oxygen, and oxygen species. So these are the oxide based, where oxygen is going to act as the free radical molecule, where it is going to have the excited electron imbalance, that is under these kind of the conditions of O2, OH, OOH, RO, RO, H2O2, HOCl, O3, and this is 1O2. So this is the kind of the free radical where they are reactive oxygen. They are based on the oxygen which is reactive, where we are going to consider this as the species, and they are also called as the intermediates. And when you are going to consider here next reactive nitrogen species or intermediates, here the nitrogen is going to be the main atom or the molecule which is going to react with the molecular structure. So here peroxynitrite, nitrogen dioxide, but the major effects are seen under the ROS, that is the reactive oxygen species. Now here within this diagram you can see that these are going to get generated because of the certain factors which can be both internal and the external. Now here these are going to cause the reaction within the biomolecular structure of the cell.